Hi, mate. Nice to see you.
You too.
Welcome, I suppose. Look, first off, how does it feel to be here at St George's Park with that England badge on your top?
Yeah, unbelievable. I'm so happy to be here. Yeah, I wasn't really expecting it, so it's a bit of a crazy one. I was hoping to meet up with the 23s, and then of course Serena rang me. So yeah, very happy to be here.
Yeah, I was chatting to Mark Skinner on Friday about your call-up, and he said he kind of threw you under the bus a little bit by just passing the phone over when Serena was. So just talk us through the actual call-up.
I was in the gym at United and didn't have my phone on me. I was in the meeting room, and Mark comes in the gym, and he's never in the gym. He was in his normal clothes as well. So I thought, what is going on here? And we were obviously preparing for the big game yesterday. So I thought, oh God, like, am I getting dropped or something? And then yeah, he comes in and then he just pulls me out and says, Serena would like to call you up for the seniors. Here's the phone. And I sort of like, oh, hi, are you all right? But yeah, it was pretty crazy to be fair. But yeah, it was a nice moment for me.
What was your reaction, and who's the first person you tell when you have such brilliant news?
I was pretty shocked to be fair. So I think I just text my mum and text my dad. And then the rest of my family, and then I just left it because I had to go back in the gym, and then we had a meeting straight away. And then I got back to my phone like an hour later, and I just had loads of FaceTime missed calls. So yeah, I just told my family, and then once I got home, I was able to kind of speak to them, and they were really pleased.
How much of a whirlwind has the last few months been for you? I suppose the big move to United, great start to the season, and now obviously here we are with the seniors with England. Yeah,
it's been pretty mad to be fair. Like, it's what dreams are made of, really, like moving to United and having a good start to the season. And then, yeah, of course, like getting my first call-up is unbelievable. So, yeah, I'm just really pleased.
I know so much energy went into last night's game, though. How disappointing was it to come away with the wrong end of the result?
Yeah, it was really disappointing, to be honest. Still pretty gutted about it now. I think it was quite a tight game, and we kind of did everything we could, and then they got one chance and they took it. It's just the moments at this top level that kind of teams punish you with. But, you know, we got one back, and we tried to get back in the game, but unfortunately they then got their third and kind of killed it. But, yeah, it's something for us to build, and I think we played well in parts of the game, so we can really take that forward. And we've got a massive game after the international break against Arsenal. So, yeah, we're really looking forward to that. But, of course, we're very disappointed with last night.
Hey, look, 2 massive games coming up with England as well. And obviously you're here with Katie Robinson, who you know so well, coming through the youth setup as well. So what does it mean to be sharing this moment with her?
Yeah, she's really deserved it. I've watched a couple of Brighton's games this season, and she's really been a standout performer, so I think she really deserves her call-up. And, of course, being here with her is really pleasing for me. We were at South West Regional Camp together, and it was like under 13s maybe, so we actually knew each other before England, before we got into the pathway. So, yeah, very special for us, and you know, for our families, they speak with each other as well. So it's really nice for everyone, and yeah, to have one of my best mates here is really nice.
Thanks, mate.
No worries.
Thanks, Anton.
Hi, Jeff from TalkSport. Congratulations on the call-up. When you were watching the Lionesses I assume you were watching the Lionesses.
Of course, yeah.
In the summer, were you thinking this could be me being part of this moving forward? What was it like? What was that experience?
It was so special. Watching like all of their games and the other games in the Euros was so cool. And I just thought, imagine to be a part of that would be insane. Like, these girls must be having the time of their lives. You know, then going to win the Euros, it's probably absolutely a dream come true for them and for the rest of the nation as well. So, yeah, it was very special to watch it. And I thought, hopefully one day that can be me, but it's a great team there, and it'll be hard to kind of get into the team, but that's something that I'll work towards.
What do you think that win can do for women's football in this country?
I think for women's sport as well is massive. You see, like, the Red Roses, they've just got into the final as well of the World Cup, so it's massive for women's football and for women's sport. It's huge, and I think you can see with kind of the things like that have come off the back of that, how the whole nation has got behind the whole of England, and hopefully now for the men in the World Cup, we can all get behind them too. But yeah, for women's football, you see the crowds. We had a really good crowd last night at the United-Chelsea game, so it's really like pushing forwards, and hopefully we can kind of push it forward even more.
When it comes to role models, Jill Scott is obviously somebody who stands out. What is she going to bring to I'm a Celebrity? Will
Will
everyone be watching it?
I was actually very gutted to be missing it last night. I seen her falling out of a hammock. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But I personally don't know Jill, but I know a lot of people who know her, and they say what a funny person she is. So we can't wait to get behind her and hopefully vote for her all the time so she can go and do the challenges.
Again, this is another thing to show how much the women's game has moved on, that you've got a representative like that and presumably going to be a star on national television.
Yeah, I think there's probably no better person than it for it to be Jill. I think that's what people have said. So it's massive. Yeah, you see kind of how big and how popular that all the girls are, and especially like obviously I'm with 5 of them at United. So yeah, they get a lot of kind of fans and things, and you see them all at the game wanting to get all of their shirts and things. But it's really special for us to see, and hopefully like we can be a part of that as well.
You touched on it briefly. The step up, you've gone from Brighton to Manchester United. Are there still bits of you where you are kind of pinching yourself? And what has that step up been like, and how much have you enjoyed it? Yeah,
I think I'm pinching myself every day, to be honest. To be like training and playing with these like top players at United, and to be training with them, to be playing against them, and having the pressure that we do at United it's obviously a privilege to us to be in that position anyway. So I think it's been a pretty, as I said, crazy moment and crazy few months for me, but I'm really happy with how it's going.
Thanks, Jeff. We'll take questions from the floor.
Helen from the Women's Football Magazine. You mentioned obviously before about the attendance last night at the game. How much since the Euros have you seen the WSL attendances change and like the atmospheres change at games?
Yeah, it's great. We want as many fans as we can to get into the stadiums. It's been massive. The attendances that we've got, especially playing at the bigger stadiums, is unbelievable, and I think that's come off the back of the Euros. I know with a lot of the teams, they've got quite a few games coming up in the men's stadium, so hopefully that can be even more of a push. And the teams now, like everyone wants to watch all the stars play, so that's why they're coming to our games, and we just need to make sure we perform as we always do. So yeah, it's really nice to play in such a big crowd.
Obviously had an amazing year personally. Have you got one standout moment so far for 2022?
Yeah, probably getting this call up. Yeah, that and my debut, I suppose, for United. Special for me to be, scoring 2 and keeping a clean sheet. And my dad came and surprised me for that game as well, so that was nice. I'm sure my mum would have loved to be there, but she was on holiday getting some sun, so she couldn't quite make it. But yeah, no, I think this call up is something that I've been working towards for a while now. So yeah, it was very nice.
Thanks, Helen. We'll go to Molly and then Susie. Yeah.
Hey Maya, congratulations. You mentioned that kind of 23s pathway, and I know it was something that Serena was quite keen on when she came in. I think we spoke about it before when you was at Brighton, that you felt like it was something you wanted to do for your own development. I just wonder how much that has helped you, and did you see a real step up, I suppose, when you go from the younger youth groups to that 23 age group?
Yeah, I think probably one of the main differences is how many age groups are in that bracket. So like last season there was an even bigger bracket, so I was one of the younger ones. Well, I think our age was the youngest, so the 2002 borns, and then you had like 24, 25-year-olds also being in the same squad, but that's exactly the same as the seniors. Like you have such a big bracket of kind of ages and stuff, and it's just the best players in the country. So, and to be able to kind of play against like the best teams and even older players in the 23s is great, because in the Euros and things you just play against obviously your age bracket because you can't play anyone else. But yeah, it's been really good to kind of play like lots of competitive games, and I think it's prepped me and Katie really well, and all of the other girls that have come through the 23s as well.
I suppose you were saying that like you weren't sure whether this was going to be the time, whether it's going to be too early for you. I suppose how much do you kind of target this, I guess, and how much of it did it play a part in you moving away from Brighton to, I suppose, take you out of your comfort zone, right? You've moved completely the other side of the country, so how much was that sort of personally for you a big thing to get here, I suppose?
Yeah, I think it's a massive change. Obviously, getting into the seniors is like everyone's target, I guess. It's just kind of the pinnacle. But yeah, of course, I loved my time at Brighton. I had such a good time and learnt a lot, especially from Hope and the staff. So I really enjoyed it there, but I felt like the summer was the right time to move and to challenge myself even further. So yeah, that's why I decided to go to United, and yeah, I've been loving it at United so far, playing with some great players and getting different experiences as well. I think Brighton, it's a different kind of game plan they have at the club. Obviously, with the players we have, we couldn't always have the ball, like we were doing a lot of defensive work. So having kind of the fundamental defensive shape and obviously working with Hope as well has really helped me with that. And then coming to United and playing more in possession, I suppose. Obviously, I'm getting better at that now, so that's good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Wally. We'll go to Susie and then Catherine.
Hey, Maya. That 2002 comment has made me feel really old.
Sorry about that.
Just on, there's been a bit of a clamouring for you to get a call up for quite some time from fans. I think every time the Lionesses tweets, who do you want to see in the squad, it's MLT, MLT, MLT. And we get messages as journalists going, oh, Serena, why MLT is not in the squad? Come on. And that's been going on for 6 months to a year. Have you noticed that, paid attention to it, been thinking, yeah, why isn't the phone ringing? Or has it been a little bit more, I'm going to shut that off?
No, as I said before, I wasn't expected to get the call up at all, especially with like the girls winning the Euros. Like they have such a strong squad. Like it's unbelievable. The players that I hear, I'm just like, wow, I can't believe I'm in the same room as you. But yeah, of course, like that's always my goal is to get to the seniors, and there's still a long way to go now. It's my first call up, but like I want to be able to stay in the squad, and of course it's going to be difficult with all the players that we have. But yeah, this is my aim is to stay in for as long as possible. And to be consistent with it. But yeah, of course, it's everyone's like kind of goal.
And what's your aims from this camp? Do you set yourselves any like targets? Is there anything you want to take away from it? Like any particular players you want to liaise with? Like, you know, do you want to get on a bench for a game? Like, have you set any kind of standards that you want to meet this time round?
Yeah, well, obviously I don't want to put too much pressure on myself to kind of go out and perform, but I'm just going to enjoy myself on camp, and that's when I play my best football. So I'm going to really enjoy training and being in the environment and trying to get to know all the other players and helping them out wherever I can. I'm sure they'll do the same for me. So yeah, just happy to kind of be in the environment and to see what it's like.
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks, Susie. We'll go to Catherine, please, and then Megan.
Hi, Maya. Not many players become professionals that have grown up in Guernsey. You know, especially in the women's game, and I know you kind of played for a boys' team, and that there probably weren't many girls playing when you were growing up, and you flew over to England for matches and stuff like that. Is it nice for you to be kind of a role model for those girls growing up in Guernsey now, where I guess maybe women's football's growing a little bit on that island over there?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's pretty completely different to when I was growing up. But of course, like I didn't know any difference anyway, so I was just playing football with the boys, just enjoying it. Yeah, I think that's kind of what's made me the player I am today, I suppose, playing with the boys back home. From when I was like 4 until 16, like I was playing under 18 boys football, and they're basically men. So to come back into WSL is different, but I've kind of experienced the physicality of it back home, and you know, playing on bad pitches and things like that, it's just normal for me. But yeah, I think definitely it's really good to be a role model for the girls in the Channel Islands and the boys, because they don't get that many opportunities to kind of show what they're about, and for them to be able to see that there is a pathway, that because like beforehand there wasn't really a pathway. Obviously Matt did it, but that was quite a while ago. So for them to see that I can do it and that they can do it as well, it's really good for them to push towards and to have someone to look up to.
And the fact that you sometimes, you know, you used to have to fly over to England for those county games, and that you left at quite a young age to go and sign for Brighton, I guess it probably made you grow up maybe quite quickly. Will that help you kind of in this experience going from that 23s into the senior setup?
Yeah, I think I have grown up pretty quick, but like I'm still a kid at heart. Like I'm just, you can probably tell I'm one of the younger players of the squad. But yeah, of course, like flying over to try and get like noticed, and flying over just to play a game of football, people probably think like you're crazy. Like why are you flying over just to play some football? But it's different for me, and people probably don't understand because of people would have never heard of Guernsey and where I'm from. So just to come from like a really small place, like it's so small, you can just like walk around it, for example. And to then come over and try and get recognised and to play women's football, because I was just playing boys football back home. yeah, it was different, but I loved it. Like me and my mum and my dad, like they'd have to take time out of work and stuff to fly over with me, because obviously I can't do that on my own. And I had a lot of support from back home. It's very great for kind of sponsorship and being quite a community spirit. So I was very lucky with that, and like thanks to everyone back home for kind of supporting me, and I hope now that they can see it's actually paid off.
Great holiday destination as well.
Yeah, it is lovely. Yeah, I definitely recommend, just for a weekend. Only when it's sunny though.
Hi Maya. Obviously you've got quite a lot of fellow Man U teammates in this England camp. Has that really sort of helped you to settle in? Have they been like, you know, really welcoming for you?
Yeah, no, definitely. It's been good so far. They've all been so nice to me and making sure I know where I'm going and that I should be there at the right time. Leslie knocking on my door this morning was nice. So yeah, no, it's been really good that they're here and kind of helping me out, and you know, they all deserve to be here and they're such good players. So it's really nice that I'm here with them.
And obviously Serena's brought you in to add to her defensive options. How healthy is it to have that competition in international football?
Yeah, massive, obviously. I think now at United I'm really experiencing the kind of competition for places, you know, like any moment someone can come and take my shirt. We've got so many good players at United, so now coming to England it's exactly the same, and obviously the girls are playing well at the moment, but it's going to be like, obviously my kind of aim is to get into the team whenever that may be. It might be a while, but yeah, I'll do everything I can. But it's really good to have some competition because it keeps everyone on their toes.
And obviously you're one of the youngest in the squad. Do you sort of still look up to the older players in the squad and almost idolise them in a way still?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Yeah, I can't actually believe that I'm here, to be fair. It's so cool to kind of be with players that I've obviously watched in the Euros and growing up I've looked up to. So yeah, it's very special for me to be here, and yeah, I still can't believe it.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone. We'll call it a day there. Thanks very much.
Thank
Maya.
you.
Thank you.